With the system completely filled with water, it is now the wipe test where we flush it and see if we can feel any water dripping onto our bone dry hands. You know, the one where you go, you like that when you've got a dry hand, and then you'll do that, and if it's wet, your hand's soaking wet. So, let's give it a flush. Right, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well. Tonight's video is quite a short one because I've been mainly on that bathroom that the two previous videos were about, and that sort of took up a lot of my time. And you'll see the reason why in Sunday's video, because something's happened on that bathroom that has caused a bit of a headache. But anyway, today's video is two short little videos, just jobbing. One for a company that I always do the maintenance for. They'll ring me periodically for little things like, you know, a tap dripping or a toilet playing up or something like that, nothing major. So one of the jobs is that, and the other one is for a customer of mine that I maintain a lot of his properties. He's got 5 or 6 houses that I often have to look after, and he'll ring me and he'll need it doing pretty quickly. So those are the two little jobs today. As I said, it's a little bit of a shorter video, but we're gearing up for Sunday's video, which is further on in that bathroom renovation. So on that note, I'll leave you to it, and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment, all that jazz, and I'll catch you soon. Right, we're at a little call out to an office sort of complex that I help look after, doing the plumbing on it, and any little bits and bobs that need doing, they'll call me and I'll come out and have a look. Now this is the latest one. Let's see if I can make it do it. So the issue is with this, when the toilet's flushed, it does it now and again. I've just tried to film it to capture it and I can't get it. You flush it and there's a massive vibration, obviously an issue with the washer or the ball valve, and it's just reverberating all around the building, like stupidly reverberating. You can hear it upstairs, 2 floors up, 3 floors up. It's horrific. So it's coming from this. I'll try and make it do it again before, but I'm going to get the Allen key on the top, whip this off, get the top off. Luckily we've got a shut off valve there, and what I may do is just whip the valve out and put a new one in for the sake of messing around. But we'll whip it off and have a look and see if we can see what is going on. So we've popped the lid off. Let's give it a flush and see if I can make it. There we go. Not as bad, but as it begins to fill up, you will notice it starts to reverberate everywhere, and it'll be down to the washer inside there. So what I'm going to do is take this off and replace the washer inside of there. Well, I was going to put a different ball valve in, but I just think the way that siphon is going to catch on it, so we'll just change the washer in it if it's easier. I'll go and try. So we'll just turn the water off there, and can't really do this one-handed, so I'm going to get that off and I'll show you what we're going to replace inside there. So we'll take the valve off the top there, and out of there will become the inlet and the inlet washer, and then if we unscrew this off here, there'll be the diaphragm washer, like so. So let's pop that diaphragm washer out. Oh, there you go. You can see it's just covered in lime scale, so that's not going to help. So we'll go and get another one of them, replace it into the body, and see if it sorts it out. That's the knackered washer. That's the replacement washer, and it's just as easy as popping it into there, and you see these little lugs on there. Just make sure they're lined up, position that you need them, and just screw the top onto it like so, and then bump it in with its washer, and then refit it like so, and turn the water back on. We'll fill it up, give it a flush, give it a test, and see if we've got rid of that horrendous vibration, which would have been caused by, you can see the lime scale and the crap build up on there. So that bit that sticks down should sit in the middle of the washer. It's just not doing what it's meant to do. So we've replaced that. So there we go, got that all connected back in, tightened up. Let's give it a flush. and you'll see it's nice and quiet. There we go, job done. So, all we've got to do now is put the lid back on, screw it on with the Allen key, get it screwed back down. Because it's a disabled pan and system, they always have to be secured. So, that's that. Done, dusted, we give that a little bit of a wipe up. But I'll also show you what they wanted me to do next door. Now, there's a reason why I can't do it, and it seems to be everything at the minute is like this. So what they want me to do is, they've got no plug in this, so they've got to replace the waste on it. It's a pull-up waste, which is an absolute nightmare from the start, so I'd get rid of that and just put a click-clack waste in. However, yeah, it's completely tiled in. So the only way we're going to do that is by taking the tiles off, which it looks like that one has been siliconed on. So it might be just a case of taking that tile off and getting it changed, but I'm going to ask them first before doing it. If they want me to do it, I can come back at a later date when I've got more time and get that done. But yeah, another one, it's tiled in, so you can never get to anything. Right, this is a little job for a customer of mine that I maintain a lot of his properties for, and he called me the other day and said that there's a leak showing through the ceiling in one of his properties. He had been and had a look and noticed that there was a leak internally on this toilet system inside here. He looked down here, you can see how damp and wet the floor is. So he's rung me up, said, Mark, can you get out there and just get it fixed, whatever it needs doing, just get it done. So I was passing yesterday, so I stuck my head in, had a brief look over it, and I think I've pinpointed what it is. Also, what is really handy with this is instead of doing everything from the top there, and usually if you've got a pan, you've got to take the pan out to get access behind, this has a nice, neat, if I can knock it off, nice, neat little access panel that allows us to get to the system, which is very handy indeed. So what we'll do, just pop that back into place. What I did yesterday, came out, had a quick look, and from what I can tell, it is leaking off the flush cone going in the back of the toilet. So I haven't flushed it since I've been here, but you can see just by rubbing my hand over it how wet it is. If I was to flush it now, the water would just piss out that flush cone at the back. So what I'm going to do, isolate the water here, take the connection off the cistern, take the cistern out, and then what I'm going to do, take the flush cone out. I think from what I can see, it looks like it's slightly back falling. So I'm going to probably trim this top bit up a little bit, put a new flush cone in there. I've bought two with me just to see which one is going to work the best in there. So let's get the water off, get this cistern off, and have a bit of a look and see what is going on. So it's quite handy to put your torch on, but let's get the water off. We're going to have to give it a little bit of a flush to get rid of the water that's in it. You can see it dripping there as well now. So I'm just going to disconnect it off here. I don't really, well I suppose I could do. Let's get it off there actually. Disconnect it off. So let's disconnect it off here, if it'll allow me. Like so. Turn that that way. And then what these have is two little lugs, one there, and then we'll undo the flush pipe off the bottom and lift this cistern out. That's that cistern lifted out of place now, and to be honest, that flush pipe cone doesn't look great at all, so I'm going to whip that off. I'm also going to cut it off here ever so slightly just to lift it up because, as I say, I think it was back falling. So let's strip this pipe off, get this cone off, and see what we're going to do. So you can see the top of that flush pipe isn't even cut flush, so I'm going to trim it down. I might take probably ½ inch off it as well, just to get it leaning back towards the pan. I'll put a new flush cone on the end of it. It's really tight on this one, so I'm gonna just make sure it's going in the back of that pan really well, because it was real tight to get that cone onto that pipe. But yeah, let's trim that down and we'll get it set back into position. So that is pushed in to the back of the pan, exactly where we want it. So now I've just trimmed a little bit off the top of that flush pipe. So let's offer now the system back up into place and see if we can get it all tightened back up and hopefully not leaking. We've clipped the lugs back over, I've connected the cold feed, we've tightened that up as much as we can, and I can feel on this one, you know, like the lip of the actual flush cone, I can feel it, whereas the last time the other one had pushed right in for some reason. So let's get the water back on, just test it, and hopefully I've dried it all off so we know if there is any water coming from above. Obviously water always goes downhill, we'll know where it's coming from. Now with the system completely filled with water, it is now the wipe test where we flush it and see if we can feel any water dripping onto our bone dry hands. You know, the one where you go, you like that when you've got a dry hand, and then you'll do that, and if it's wet, your hand's soaking wet. So let's give it a flush. You can already tell there's not a drop of water coming from that flush cone now. Perfect, quick little fix. Quick, easy, straightforward little fix. Let's just double check there's nothing else lower down. No, the saw pipe's fine. No, it was literally just that flush cone letting all the water out. Right, we're all good. No, we're all good on that one. Nice, quick, little easy fix, but as always, these little jobbing jobs need doing, and it's the small jobs. If ever anyone rings you up, oh, it's only a little job, I don't know if you'll do it, always do the small jobs because they can lead on to anything from bathrooms to heating systems to whatever. So always do them small little jobs.